Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Thursday's art enrichment video. Today we are continuing with the Mother's Day gift ideas, and I just wanted to let you guys know if you wanted to make this for someone other than a mother, that's totally fine with me. If you want to make it for yourself, that is totally fine as well. So today's project is going to be a negative space painting name. Ooh, those are some big words. All right, let me break that down for you. Negative space, I got myself a little poster right here. Negative space is space around the object. Do you guys see right here how the flower is white, but the dark area is black? That is the negative space. Positive space is the object. You see how the flower is black. So we are going to be using negative space to put our name in and put our paint all the way around it. And this is what your project is going to look like. Okay, so this one is finger painted. I used my fingers to do it. You can use any supplies you have. Let me flip you around and I'll show you a bunch of different ideas for supplies. So I know this looks like a lot of supplies, but don't worry, I'm not going to be using all of them. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of different materials you can use if you don't have what I have. All right, so today what I'm going to be using are these washable finger paints is what I call them. These belong to my daughters and they said I could use them. This is what I'm going to be using. If you have any kind of liquid paint at home, that will work best for this project. If you don't have liquid paint, you could totally do it with watercolor paint. If you don't have any of that, of course you can use markers and just draw dots or hearts or whatever shape you want to. You can always use crayons and you can always use color pencils. All of these different things, anything that can make color on your paper will work. Okay, so I'm going to be using my paints. I have a paper plate, and that is to put my paints on. This is going to be my little paint palette. If you guys want to, if you have like little circle stamps laying around, I happen to have some. These would work really well for this project too. Or if you don't have any of that, a regular paintbrush will help you. Or what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use my fingers because I love getting messy. Scissors and pencil for the first few steps of the project is always helpful, and I grabbed a bunch of napkins to help wipe my fingers off. Being close to a sink would be really good, or having a glass of water or baby wipes would also help. And then for your main part of the project, I suggest you have construction paper. This is slightly thicker than regular paper, but if all you have is regular paper, use regular paper. Okay, so step number 1 is you need to figure out what word you want to use. Are you going to use the word mom like me? Do you want to write the word mommy? Do you want to write your mother's actual name? Or if this isn't for your mom, whose name do you want to do? Do you want to do your own name? Do you want to just write the word love? It's going to be completely up to you. We are going to be using our block letters, and you want to make these as big as you can. This is just a scrap piece of paper that I have laying around. So right here, I'm going to write the word mom in nice big block letters. If you don't know how to do block letters, have somebody in your house help you with this. Okay, you want to connect all your letters together. So right here, when I make my O, instead of having it just over here, I want to have my O touching my M. Don't forget about the inside. I'm going to make my inside a heart. And then your last letter, remember, don't have spacing, have a touch. Have your M touching. And if you forget to have them touching, don't worry. After you cut them out, just glue or tape them together. Okay, now I'm going to cut this out. There we go. Now I have my mom all cut out. Okay, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. If you guys have anything like this tacky paste stuff that I have at my house, it would work really well. The stuff never dries. You can fold it. It's kind of like a kneaded eraser. This would be the most helpful thing. If you have tape, you can make a roll with the tape, or you can do little teeny tiny tacks with a stick glue. And I mean put little teeny tiny dots because this mom is not going to stay on the paper. We want it to take it off, but we do need it to stay down while we're painting. So little tiny line right here, little tiny dashes everywhere, not a lot of glue. We're just looking to have this stick down. Stick it however you want to on the page. Sorry, I got eraser shavings everywhere. Okay, I want it right here, right in the middle. You can make it sideways if you want to. I want to make mine like this. Remember, we're not permanently gluing it down, so don't use a whole lot of glue. You want it so we can pull it off when we're done, like that. Okay, so here comes the fun part. Putting away my supplies I don't need anymore. Clean up as you go. Now I'm going to get my paints out. So choose whatever colors you want. Maybe ask your mom what her favorite colors are, or whoever you're making this for. Of course, I like the rainbow, so I'm going to do a rainbow. You absolutely do not have to do a rainbow. If you don't have any kind of paints at all, you are still doing this step here, but then this is where you can switch to markers or color pencils or whatever you have and just draw circles directly on top of the word and have them come onto this page. And I'll show you guys a really fun technique to make it really, really pop so you can see the negative image once we pull this off. Okay, let's make a little bit of a rainbow. Okay, here is my rainbow. Just so you guys know, the art teacher in me really, really wants to tell you guys, pink is not part of the rainbow. I'm just going to add it in because it looks really, really cute, and my daughters are always telling me that pink belongs in the rainbow. But pink is not part of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet are the colors of the rainbow. Okay, I'm going to put away these paints. So now I'm going to have lots of fun with my fingers. Remember, if you want to use a paintbrush, you can. If you want to use little stampers, you can. But I'm just going to use my fingers and have napkins handy. So my rainbow is going to start over here. Finger. Okay. So you see how I've got lots of fingerprints really close together as I'm really close to the letters. Now I want to start to have my fingerprints separate a little bit and have more spacing. Now I'm going back in and I'm adding more dots closer to my letter. Okay, now I'm going to switch to a new finger and I'm going to do some red dots. And I want to have my red dots mix in with my pink dots too. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to orange and I'm gonna just repeat this whole process. All right, I am now done with my finger paints. If you're not doing this with paint and you're doing it with markers, you could also just put your marker on the letter and just swoosh it up and have like concentrated lines next to the word and then have less lines coming out from the word. You do not have to do a rainbow if you don't want to. Do whatever kind of colors you want, but have a concentration right by the letters and have it get thinner with whatever you do coming out. Now here comes the fun part. We're going to remove our block letters and then we are going to see our negative name inside the paint. Hopefully you didn't glue it down too much. There we go. It looks so cool. Now I'm noticing this doesn't really look like a heart right here. So I'm gonna, while my paint's still wet, try to make this look a little bit more like a heart. There we go. And now if you want to, you can come in here with a black Sharpie once it's dried, and you can really, really, really help the name pop. I'm going to leave it just like this because I think this is so beautiful. I hope you guys enjoy making this wonderful gift for somebody, or just make it for yourself and hang it up on the wall. Okay, guys. Happy creating!